Hello, it is Dr. Calico, and today we are going to be showing off what we have done in the last 3 weeks of Neon Defense development, or it might even be 4 weeks at this point. Let me just address the elephant in the room real quick. Yeah, we're gonna need to address that. Yeah, we got sick. Yeah, yeah. Let's just be completely honest about that. We got really sick. We had like two different diseases. We recovered from those. We also had a really messed up sleep schedule, which hopefully it's fixed at this point. I got like 4 hours of normal sleep and 4 hours of sleep outside bedtime. So yeah, we're getting there. But I want to show off what we've been doing. Now, I'll be entirely honest, I did not watch my previous video, so apologies if I am going to address things again. But let's show off something really quick. Now, we know that projectiles exist in the game. Okay, so what was that? Those were not projectiles. Those were hit scan weapons. And I think I've also shown that off earlier, but we found out that there was some bugs. So what we had to do was we had to recode in hit scan. Yeah, let's just go all the way down to... Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, we just had to code hit scan in again. And yeah, we basically just started over. Yes, the consequence of doing this again is we broke sprays currently. So the tardigrade, uh, its weapon doesn't function correctly. We're going to fix that. That is a known issue, and thankfully we have not updated the game yet, but we are going to fix that. That is a known issue, so we can't release an update, but we are fixing that. Oh, and another thing that I'd like to show off here, let's head over to the Howling Ruins. And let's also turn on this debug for the engine. Let's set this global... Okay, that is high enough. Yeah, actually, let's delete these, just so I don't forget. And then I'm going to disable this debug, head over to the Howling Ruins, and press play. Okay, so the music does work in the Howling Ruins. That is a nice little feature. The variable is probably not high enough. No, wait, hang on a moment. It's probably actually 3-2. Nah, let's keep it at 1-2 for testing because what we have started to do is we're starting to work on 2-1. Yeah, so the Flakker, yeah, they exist. Their projectiles, though, they do not exist yet. But what I can do is head over here, Howling Ruins. I can show off that, yeah, we have been working on them. There are 20 different turrets here. Actually, I think that's 25. One, two, three, four. No, it's just 20. I'm bad at math. Okay, so yeah, there's 4 different turrets for the Flakker. The left CUS, right CUS, the shock beam, the flak cannon, the cryo repeater. So basically, this unit is going to be extremely devastating to your flying units. Yeah, you do not want to be using flying units against this. The saving grace, though, is that uh, the Mark 1 Flakker has a DPS of 1 against ground units. So, yeah. Yeah, DPS of exactly 1. And it is a large creature, too. So, that is kind of weak against ground units, but it does make up for the fact that the DPS against air units is. I don't have a concrete number yet, but it is going to be, like, very high. So, yeah, just make sure that air units are out of the way. Actually, I think the range looks pretty. Hang on a moment. Let me check the turrets here. Is that too long a range? Range is 700, and the cryo repeater is 620. Okay, so I think what I want to do for the cryo repeater is because of its longer range, I want to reduce its damage per second. Yeah, because let's be entirely honest here, very high damage per second turrets with long range is, I'd like to say, not very fun. Yeah, let me just get my source for that. Yeah, yeah, this is the source for why long range damage per second is a bad idea. Yeah, so I probably gonna want to reduce the range for that. This though, or actually, I want to reduce the damage, not range. This though, I want to have it have a rather respectable amount of damage. But anyway, on to another thing I want to show off is we've made some code adjustments. I'm sorry, Tria, I mute the music every time I'm testing things. Yeah, this is the Ogre class heavy tank. And yeah, I have not adjusted the build times, but this unit is, I like to think it is very strong in all regards. Yeah, it takes half damage from all sources, except for true damage, and it has basically 250 HP, so its effective health against everything is 500. Something isn't working right. Yeah, am I in an old version here? Hang on. Yeah, this is odd. What just happened? This was working all of like 3 minutes ago, I think. Or I think that was last week it was working. Okay, so let's see here. Uh, let's see. Or actually, is there a bug that's present again? I need to test that. Yes, let's start with a simple bot again, and then let's create another one. Yeah, I want to make sure that a tenacious bug isn't back. Okay, it's not back. There was a bug where, for some odd reason, the turrets of existing units would always just stick to the most recently built unit. We patched that. But now I have to figure out what in the world is happening here. Yeah, it's supposed to build at point 1, point 1. Yeah, stick that there. what if I just do that? Yeah, what if I do that, this, and then this? 2.1, yeah, let's see if that worked. It probably won't. Don't know what that's going to do. It's probably going to crash the game really quickly. Okay, so that does work. Actually, wait, I'm curious. Did I just not assign, um, hang on a moment. I think I just realized what's happening. Possibly. Okay, so those are the points. No, not the collision mask. Oh, I see the problem. The problem is the turret points are not defined. So we're going to define them. Edit the points. Okay, yeah, I'm going to copy this name, and then edit the points. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. Actually, I'm also going to go back in here, and I'm going to undo that change. Okay, so this should fix the bug. So if I just do that, I believe what is going to happen is that it is going to build 2 turrets, and they will be... Yep, that is correct. That is actually what happens. Okay, so yeah, let's also realize that yeah, it might be hard to see, so I'm going to set its starting health to 1. And then what I'm going to do in the engine is I'm going to go all the way down to the repairs. We're going to just disable this. Yeah, temporarily. Okay, so this is for visual clarity, so you can see the turrets. Yeah, let's start with the improved needlers on the Ogre heavy tank. Yeah, this should look pretty awesome. And yeah, that is in fact 2 turrets on a single unit. So yeah, that means that this unit effectively has double the damage. Yeah, we've made an improvement to the engine, so now we can have units with multiple turrets. Uh, yeah, the limitation currently is that um, it is 16 slots maximum. Yeah, that's the limitation I'm going with, is that you can only have 16 points of turrets, and I think that's more than enough for like pretty much everything, given the circumstances. Yeah, I'm going to eat my words in like a few years. But the other thing I'd like to point out is in the pause menu, we've done some things. Let's preview the pause menu. This is going to look pretty awkward, possibly. Uh, full screen this, possibly, with F11. Patch notes. Yeah, you know what? The patch notes aren't even interesting. the database, what we've done is we're adding in two more buttons. The bugs, which it currently doesn't do anything, and then there's also the developer, which it goes back to Octavia, which currently is, I like to say it doesn't work. Yeah, for those of you who are wondering, oh, you just didn't, yeah, what are you, there's nothing here. Yeah, 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 there's currently nothing here, so we're not missing out on anything, like, super special at that time. And then I'm also not entirely sure what else is happening that I'd like to show off. Um, oh yeah, th the other thing is, enemies, no wait, spawn. Yeah, we're gonna go all the way to, like, the very start here. And basically, um, yeah, yeah, spawn marker. It should be somewhere here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Oh wait, hang on a moment. I think it's way up here. Okay, yeah, yeah, it's right there. Yeah, there's an upper cap of 300 enemies living on the screen at once. The reason for this is performance issues. Yeah, look, I could just multi-thread, but let's be entirely honest. G developed software, there's no easy way to multi-thread. And multi-threading is torture, so yeah, we're just gonna band-aid fix that. And yeah, the game does run on a single thread, which is a massive limitation, but I just don't see an easy way around that. Because simply put, there isn't anything that says just shelve things onto a different thread. So yeah, we just hard capped the amount of enemies living on the screen for performance reasons. This is so going to bite me in the rear end later. But thankfully I can just disable it at any one point. Anyway, nothing else to really talk about here. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for viewing.